Hey, what's up, guys, and welcome to episode 35 of Talk4, the quickfire podcast where we ask four great questions to unique and interesting people. Behind the mic today is your host, Skupien, that's me, and our special guest for today, Pablo O'Brien, is going to be answering our questions today. Paul, please say hi, introduce yourself, and give us a quick rundown of who you are and what you do before I shoot some questions.
Hi, everybody. My name is Paul O'Brien. I'm from the Midlands in Ireland. I come from a town called Rathdowney in County Laois. It's a great little town and a great little county and a great little country.
Amazing.
I'm a musician and singer with a band called the High Kings. We do folk and ballads, and we're a very well-established band around the world. We do a lot of touring. We do a lot of playing around Ireland, England, Germany, Belgium, Holland, America, and loads of other places.
All over the place. And, you know, those people who know me, you know, personally will know that the High Kings is my absolute favorite band in the whole world. And your music is absolutely fantastic. And I know you've been on a huge US tour and stuff. So, you know, just for the listeners, how was that? Did you have a fantastic time?
Oh, it was a great time. Great time. Because I tell you, no matter where we went, the crowds just came out.
Yeah.
All the theatres were full and they just loved the Irish music, you know. We just love standing on the stage, belting out the songs, belting out the music, and you're feeding off the crowd, you know, because you're only as good as your crowd. And when the crowd are electric, the gigs are just fantastic, you know.
I can imagine. I mean, you know, looking at the social media stuff, you know, for the High Kings, you know, the crowds and the audience, it's absolutely incredible. So, yeah, I mean, I can imagine you must have had a fantastic time. You know, there's nothing like the vibe that, you know, true traditional, you know, instrument played music, you know, gives off, especially in a world that's so, you know, it's so polluted now by all these kind of, you know, electric things and all these things done on the computer. You know, it's so special to really have, you know, a great band like yourselves, you know, playing such, you know, high quality music, you know, straight from the instruments and straight from it.
Exactly, because what you see on the stage is what you get from us. You know, we're live. Our instruments are live. Everything we do is live. So basically, everything we do is our own. You know, what you get is what you're hearing. That's just us.
Yeah, I mean, I got to hear you guys in Union Chapel in London, you know, a few months ago now, a little while, but you know, there was no kind of vibe like that one you had after walking out of that building and stuff. It was just absolutely amazing. You know, it creates that unique electricity and stuff. You know, I have to say, I called home straight away and just said, guys, you know, you got to see some of these videos. It's just special. But anyway,
what a beautiful Union Chapel. Oh, it's beautiful.
Oh, it's a fantastic venue, isn't it?
Oh, it's lovely, beautiful inside, and the acoustics. Oh my God, it's beautiful.
Yeah, you guys have played there before, haven't you, as well? I think, you know, in
that's right. We played there a few years ago. Yes.
Yeah. So there you go.
Fantastic.
Anyway, Paul, I have four fantastic questions to ask you today. So if you're ready to go, should we crack on with question number one?
Yes, let's go.
Awesome. Right. So for my first question, how did your music career actually start in the first place? You know, what was your first instrument and who did you look up to when you were starting out?
My first instrument would have been the tin whistle, believe it or not.
Really?
And I tell you how I learned was back in the old days. I tell you how old I am now. When cassettes were used, I used to play the tin whistle. I used to put on cassettes of Irish music, people like Foster and Allen, and I just try and play along with the cassette tapes, play along to the songs. And eventually I just stayed at it. And, you know, the songs just came to me, the tin whistle, the notes on the whistle just came to me. And that's what I'd say to any listener out there. If you're picking up an instrument for the first time, don't give up. Don't give up after a day or a week or a month. Just stay at it because it will come to you, you know.
Yeah, I mean, you know, obviously listening quite closely to it in the you know, in your events in Union Chapel and stuff, you know, you're fantastic with the flutes and stuff. And in my opinion, you know, the sound of the flutes and the kind of, you know, the noise it brings and adds to the, you know, to the music, I think that's probably the most Irish sounding part of it, almost in a way, isn't it?
It is, yeah. The flutes, they add to it, all right, yes.
Yeah, it really
the melodies, and you have the solos, and then the low whistles. You have a high whistle and a low whistle, and the low whistle is it does sound like a flute. You know, it has that lovely haunting sound.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's a little bit that gets played at the start of the Moonshiner. Actually, I absolutely love that starting
That's
bit
right.
as well.
Yes, that's a high D whistle. A high D whistle. Yes.
Right. There you go. Well, flute is listening. Take notes. And right. So a little bit more about your history now as well. So for my second question, let's talk about the High Kings. So how did you come to be a part of this band, and how did you meet the other guys?
I was actually friends on Facebook with Darren.
Okay.
Darren Holan, as you know, is a great musician in his own right and a fantastic singer as well. And when I was on Facebook, I usually put up videos of myself singing or, playing guitar or whatever I was doing on Facebook, and I just put them up, especially during the lockdown. Everybody done it, but before that, I joined the guys in 2019, and Martin Fury, who was with the High Kings, he was with them 10 years, I think. He left, and so the guys wanted to reach out for somebody else just to take his place, and especially because Martin played all the whistles as well, and they were missing that whistle sound in the songs. So Darren seen what I'd done on Facebook with singing and playing instruments and that, and he reached out to me, and I didn't have to tell you twice that I actually grabbed the hand off of Darren and I said, yeah, let's go. I'd love to give it a go, So here I am. I'm with the 3 years on. I'm still with the guys and still belting out the songs. So it's thanks to Darren reaching out to me that I'm actually with the High Kings, and I appreciate it every day.
Well, I mean, I can tell they clearly made a good decision with you. So just wondering as well then. So for my third question, this is an interesting one actually. More about other people as well. So for anyone who's starting, to get into music or wants to, look to start music, but isn't sure how to, what advice would you have for someone who's just starting out? And how do you decide on your first instrument? And what should be the first few focus points in the process to get good eventually?
I think everybody would know really, what their instrument should be. A lot of people go for guitars,
Yeah, so common.
Say you're in America and bluegrass is huge in America. But it's either going to be guitar, violin or fiddle, as we say in Ireland, or banjo or mandolin, But I would say anybody that has music in their heads to start off, pick up an instrument, go into a music shop, see what's there, see what your eyes are drawn to, and go pick it up. And if you have a bit of music in you, that's very good. But if not, go get lessons. Don't be afraid to go get lessons. I'm self-taught myself, which a lot of people are, but then there's a lot of people that get music lessons. And of course, that's what they're there for, is to make you better, So just go into a music shop, pick something out, strum the guitar if it's a guitar, banjo, mandolin. Just have a go. Don't be afraid to go for lessons. Don't be afraid to ask for help, because that's what lessons are for, to teach you how to get good, and you will get good in your own field. You will get good. Just stay at it, believe in yourself and believe in your dream.
Yeah,
you will get there. You will get there. Just stick at it.
Yeah, that's great advice.
I mean, because a lot of days will be frustrating. A lot of days will be frustrating. Your fingers aren't moving as fast as you want them to go, and say, "Oh no, what's going on? My fingers won't move." But they will move after a while. They will move. Just stick at it.
I've found that, there's I have a guitar, it's just on my wall here actually in the room. And, I've been playing for a little while, and it's so true that there is these days where it's just like, hang on a minute, nothing's working out here. I'm missing all these things, and my fingers just all stiff and not moving and stuff. But, actually it begs the question then, do you still get that every now and then, in the events and in the gigs and stuff? Do you ever have like a day or something where you're just like, well, this isn't working out? And if you do, how do you kind of counter that and deal with it?
Not really. No, there is days, especially some venues, and especially because I'm playing the whistle, my fingers sometimes would be very cold.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Oh my God, my fingers are so cold. And and you're trying to play the whistle with your fingers cold, and they are stiff and that. But no, just look, these things happen. You get off days. Every musician has an off day. They might, strum a dud chord, or they might get a word. But just stick at it. It's music is brilliant. Comes from the heart. Comes from within. And music is already in a lot of us. It's already in us. It's just to bring it out.
Yeah, I mean, especially Irish music as well. There's so much heart in all of that as well. And I mean, do you ever get nervous still, before you go onto a gig or something, or is that completely? I mean, you must be so well-rounded in the gig scene and everything, and doing all these events and stuff. I mean, I can imagine it's just kind of become second nature to you now. But do you ever still get nervous and stuff? And how do you prepare for a gig with a massive audience?
To be honest, the first couple of gigs I did with the High Kings, there was a few butterflies in the tummy, I would admit. There
Yeah,
was a few butterflies.
a few leprechauns dancing around.
Yeah, and then according to the gigs go on, you get to know what you're doing, and you have it off. You have it off to a T. You have it off, so the nerves dwindle away. But yeah, definitely the first couple of gigs I started with the guys. Wow. And then when the gig is over, you go, oh, thank God. I got everything right. I got everything right, But yeah, I was a bit nervous starting off, but now not as much, because I think once you have your own routine off, once you're confident in yourself, I think, the nerves, even though there is a crowd out there, but sometimes when you're standing on the stage, there's lights in your face and you can't actually see out into the audience because it's dark. It's only when the lights turn on at the end, you go, oh my God, look at the crowd.
Yeah, I can imagine. Jesus. I mean, yeah, I have to say, I mean, for the first couple of gigs and stuff, looking at the size of some of those crowds, you'd have to have a few butterflies dancing around in the tummy. But I think, eventually you get kind of more grooved into, the rhythm and the scene of things, don't you? So it gets easier, I'm sure.
Yeah.
There you go. Well, listening to the experts. So anyway, so for my fourth question now, what is your absolute favorite song, or top couple of favorite songs to play, either in the band or just by yourself or with family? I know Caledonia is your solo, sort of solo in the High King, so I'd love to hear what you have to say about it.
Yeah, Caledonia, I love Caledonia because the first time I heard it was a lady called Laois Keane. She's a fabulous singer from County Galway in the west of Ireland. And she sang Caledonia, done a fantastic version of it, and that's why I picked it up. But there's also songs from Christy Moore called The Contender.
Right.
And there's another one called The Bright Blue Rose. They're all slow songs, but they're fantastic. You just sit and listen.
Sure.
They're absolutely beautiful songs. But then there's country songs that I love as well. There's artists like Johnny Cash, Waylon Jennings. I love all that stuff as well.
Yeah.
But as regards songs, Christy Moore would have been a big influence on me growing up, and also the Dubliners, Luke Kelly, the great Luke Kelly.
Ah, yes.
So listen to all Irish music, but there's loads of songs, nearly too many to mention.
Love it.
But I do love The Contender and The Bright Blue Rose and all that.
Cool.
Sort of the slow Irish ballad classics, yeah.
And so, what would have been your first song that you learned, if you remember?
My first song probably would have been a song called Katie Daly. Come down from the mountains, Katie Daly. Come down from the mountains, Katie Dew. Can't you hear us calling, Katie Daly? I want to drink your Irish Mountain Dew. That was my first song ever to learn.
Nice one. Awesome. A bit of trivia for the people then. And, just one more thing I want to ask as well. We've done 4 questions, but I just want to ask one more little thing, just for me as well. You've been on a fantastic career through music and stuff, and you've seen so many nice things and so many nice places and venues. So, I just want to ask, what is your highlight memory, or do you have a favorite moment or moments so far in your music career? Is there anything that really stood out for you?
Traveling with the guys, Brian, Darren and Finbar, they're fantastic guys, great singers, great musicians. Traveling around the country, around Ireland, going to America with these guys is fantastic. Standing on the stage with these guys is fantastic. And then, you have these fantastic theatres that you're playing in, and the ambient of them, the acoustics in them, and they're so beautiful and so quaint. They're great memories to be playing in these places,
Absolutely. Yeah, I can imagine. So, let's take this scenario then. So you guys have just finished a fantastic gig somewhere nice in the world. What do you guys do after your gigs then? What's the do you have a set routine or something? Do you go straight to the pub for a quick pint? What do you guys do?
We'd go back to the green room or our dressing rooms. We'd sit down and have a chat, and we'd still be buzzing, because just straight after a gig, your adrenaline would be still going. And And we go, God, well done. That was a great gig. And, you'd be feeding off one another's energy. It's fantastic. And then, we might have a little drink or two in the dressing room after it.
Mm.
And depending on where we are, then we get back on the bus and head off on the road.
Yeah, life on the road, it's a good one. And, listening to you guys in Union Chapel, I think one of the things that really stood out the most for me was just that the four of you kind of bond together so well with all of your music. And it's like you've got four. That's one of the things that really, really stood out for me is you all did something that was individual as well, an individual song or some sort of a performance that was all by each one of you. But it's like, some bands, they all work together to create one good thing. But then in the High Kings, you've got four fantastic musicians who can all do their own thing fantastically, but it all just binds together to create this one amazing thing as well. So, it's really impressive. And I'm sure, fans will be wondering as well. Is there anything to be expecting, coming soon? Any new albums, or is there any new songs that will be coming out anytime soon? Is there anything that can be shared and revealed?
We have a few weeks off now at the moment. So we have a few things in the pipeline. I'm not going to say what they are just yet, but
sure.
I just say to everybody out there, keep your ear to the ground because there's some exciting things going to come up from the High Kings.
Oh, that's what we want to be hearing. Okay, good. Right. So that is our 4 questions done for today. Well, 4 and a bit. Sorry about that. Done for today. And before we wrap it up, it is time for what I like to call the shameless plug. Paul, feel free to take a minute and promote anything that you're working on, you want people to take a look at, or just something that you believe in.
Well, at the moment, our Irish tour is coming up in October. So the tickets are on sale. Also, we have a German tour coming up, German, Belgium and Holland. So, but every detail and, of every venue we're playing in will be on the High Kings official website. So if you're looking for tickets, go on the High Kings official website and get tickets for a venue near you and come along and see us. Can't wait to see you all.
Sounds good. Yeah, I'm thinking of well, I've always really wanted to do, a little Irish tour or something, go to Dublin or maybe, one of the other, kind of more common tourist attractions or something. And I noticed you guys had a gig in, I think, Dublin in February, I believe it was, and I'm looking at hopefully coming to see that. So hopefully I'll get to see you guys there. But hey, Paul, thank you so much, for joining me today for the Talk4 podcast. Your time is greatly appreciated, and it has been an absolute pleasure to have you on.
No problem at all. I just actually the Irish tour, Lewis, is actually starting. It's starting in December.
Okay.
It's Friday, the 9th of December, and we're starting off in Bantry, County Cork, and we're running the whole way through into 2023. And our last gig in 2023 is actually in February.
Yeah.
And it's in the Cadian Hotel in Newbridge, County Kildare. It's the 12th of February. It's a Sunday. So we're going from the 9th of December the whole way through to the 12th of February for our Irish show. Perfect. And then our German tour is starting on the 30th of October, and we will go in between Belgium, Holland and Germany. Awesome. So as I said, the tickets will be on at the High Kings official website for any tickets for any venues. So get your tickets, folks, and come along. We can't wait to see you on the road.
That's perfect. And guys, if you haven't heard these guys before, you have to give it a listen. It's a truly a unique experience. It's absolutely fantastic. It lifts your spirits and it makes you feel fantastic for the whole week ahead of you. And yeah, thank you, Paul. Thank you for your time. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you for having me on, Lewis. Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
No problem. Hey, thank you guys for listening. So this has been episode 35. Wow, I can't believe I'm 35 episodes. Jesus, right. So if you'd like to listen to our past episodes, go and have a look at our channel. And if you'd like to listen in for our future ones, make sure to hit that subscribe button and spread some love by leaving a like and a comment. We're signing off for now.